Alright fellas, it's finally Fury Usyk fight week. What was one of the best bouts of the year, we're set to see it go down once again. And for both in this match, it's really sink or swim. Both fighters have it all on the line, and I gotta say, for some reason, I'm more hyped for this bout than the first. Usyk and Fury both have their legacies on the line. For Usyk, a win cements him as debatably the greatest heavyweight of this generation, and might lead to a move back down to cruiserweight to try win back the undisputed cruiserweight title. Whilst for Fury, a win would undo his wrongs from the previous fight, and line him up for a potential trilogy fight or some of the biggest fights possible to make in the sport. So ahead of this fight, I want to talk about what you can expect from the fight, what I reckon they will both bring ahead of the rematch, and I want to set you up with all you need to know before the big bout. Talking about setting you up, there's only one way to watch the big show, and that's through DAZN. It's simply the best place to watch the fight, and compared to a lot of the other pay-per-views out there, this pay-per-view is a bit of a bargain. At only $24.99 in the UK, $39.99 in the US, and for us Aussies $29.99, that's a pretty good deal. And on top of that, buy the pay-per-view and receive a free 7-day trial of DAZN. So set yourself up early, and with the DAZN subscription, you can make sure you don't miss any of the press conferences, weigh-ins, or any of the drama through fight week. It's all in one place, and treating yourself early with the pay-per-view will set you up perfectly for fight week. It's simply the best viewing experience. To buy the pay-per-view, click my link down below at dazn.com/cloister and redeem that sweet pay-per-view offer. But now back to fight talk. Now, I think what most of the talk heading into fight week will be about is how can either one of them fight a better fight going into the rematch. What improvements could we see that would flip the script and get a decisive victory for one of them? In the last fight, they certainly both had their moments, with Usyk in round 9 of course having the most dramatic. For Fury going into this fight, there is a solid list of things he has to improve upon to be able to pull off the win. First off, Fury has to go straight to work, no fooling about. And he said this week there would be no dancing, and as long as he abides by this, he will set himself up better early. Now, what goes along with that, we need to see a higher level of activity consistently and a higher number of punches landed. In quite a few rounds, we saw a slowed output from Fury, of course scared of that Usyk counter, but when he let his hands go properly and started flicking out punches when Usyk was trying to close the distance, we saw success. Think about round 6, that uppercut put Usyk on skates for a moment, and I think we'll see many more of those going into this next fight. More uppercuts are needed. That would be Fury's knockout punch right there. Along with, of course, trying to work Usyk's body a bit more, it could be a lethal combination. Trying to remain on that front foot will also be crucial. Fury had more success when he was the one chasing or in the center of the ring. What I really didn't like from the last fight was Fury finding himself stuck in the corner or relying too much on lying on the ropes. Usyk wants to get close to Fury, close that distance, and what's the easiest way? Have him lying on the ropes. He's basically a sitting duck. That's when Usyk landed his biggest punches. And that kinda leads me into one of my greatest concerns for Fury. How quickly is his agility starting to disappear? Fury is known for being a majestically agile large man, yet I think in his last couple of fights we have seen a decline in this agility, and that is crippling for Fury. For Fury to be able to stay off the ropes and out of traps, we have to see him with top level footwork. Against Usyk, it didn't look like he could bounce around for the full 12, and if he's putting on even more weight, how will that impact his legs further? In my opinion, other than an early knockout punch for Tyson, to be able to beat Usyk, he needs to have top level conditioning. Being able to try to stay on the front foot or at least the center of the ring will be crucial. He'll need to be able to have a high and accurate punch output for the full 12, because Usyk will come in with great conditioning. If Fury can't compete with that, and if for some reason he comes in slower, his path to victory narrow. If Fury comes in fit, bouncing confidently and being able to dictate the fight more on his terms, we could see a very different bout. For Usyk, the main thing I think he'll look to improve upon is more successfully closing the distance. He did a great job in the last fight and basically got Fury out of there with successfully closing the distance. Yet once again, improvements around how he transitions and more angles and feints will create even further openings. For Usyk, he will want to stay away from the mid-range as much as possible. Staying away from that uppercut and commanding that distance and keeping the body away is key. Continuing to counter well is also important. Punching over the top of Fury's jab works well, and continuing to build off counters, close that distance and transition to multiple punch combinations will put Fury in a world of trouble. Building off that, something I thought went well for Usyk last time was the level changes. The level changes set up a lot of combinations which worked well, and more work to the body wouldn't hurt. I think for the most part though, if Usyk can continue on from the last fight and stay on that front foot and control that distance well, it'll be hard not to see continued success. I think through fight week it'll be interesting to see who has the mental edge. Will Fury be genuinely confident, or will Usyk be? From what I've seen, they both seem to be as confident as before, but after taking his first loss, will Fury rebound as strong as he had in the past? The further fight week goes on, I think the more this story will build, and make sure to subscribe because I'll be sure to keep you updated on everything which happens during this fight week. I think both men will come in and box smart and calculated, yet I'm expecting them both to be kinda looking for a knockout, to put the full true stop on the other, especially Fury. My worry is that he'll be coming in heavier to roll the dice, to be able to get that knockout punch. Both fighters will come in with altered game plans, but how far improved those plans truly are will be the decisive factor. My prediction 1 week out will be Usyk to pull off another win. I can't see Fury improving that dramatically to turn the tides, and my fear is that he might come in less fit than the previous fight. If that happens, that could spell big trouble for Fury. I see Usyk piling on that pressure and most likely coasting to another close decision. But at the same time, I never want to discount a Fury. Going back a bit in history, I remember the John McDermott fight, where Fury did struggle a bit in the first, but when it came to part 2, Fury came back and wrote back his wrongs. And he did it with Wilder also. This fight will be won based off how Fury shows up. Usyk will probably box a very similar fight to the first, to be honest, and if Usyk does, I do see him winning. Yet if Fury can miraculously reverse his wrongs and come in with a different game plan which capitalizes off Usyk's shortcomings whilst correcting his own, it's his to lose. But anyways, it's a fantastic bout to close the year, the rematch between the two best heavyweights in the world, and now I turn it to you. Will it be repeat or will it be revenge? What are your thoughts and predictions a week out? Let me know them all down below. But remember to secure the pay-per-view early with the link down below, DAZN.com/Cloister, to set yourself up perfectly for fight week. You certainly don't want to miss a second. But thanks for watching fellas, and I'll catch you in the next one.